It's after twilight. The twilight is over. Finally, the day is saved from Townsville. November 20th, 2026, autumn. It's the afternoon. 46 days after the incident. He was being pushed by Damien. He had a huge mix of emotions he couldn't describe. Some were happy and bittersweet. Inco had been sentenced, luckily, to something much less severe than he normally would be. That idiot of an Oliver. That idiot of Oliver is incorrect. I think it's that idiot of an Oliver. Was destroyed. I feel like had been makes more sense. When he saw his two strongest witnesses were against him. What the fuck do you mean his two strongest witnesses? He has made no effort to contact you on this. I honestly feel, right, like the capacity for you to talk to Inco implies that he has a capacity to talk to you. Why were you not contacted by anyone? Jesus. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but to an extent, a good lawyer can get you to talk about things you don't want to. I'm surprised that this man's lawyer sucked ass. His father's also there, only made a serious face after a stupid smile disappeared. Originally, they wanted to accuse Inco severely, and they brought witnesses, us, medical certificates, and an excellent lawyer. I'm baffled they managed to get their hands on a falsified medical certificate. Also, if they have a medical certificate, why are they even calling in witnesses? I feel like if the doctors are like, no, this is definitely what happened. The witnesses are just kind of the gravy on top. You should talk to them or leave them out. I think I remember they wanted to put him in prison for 5 years. It's a lot for assault. Or something like that. I mean, they were going with the story that he beat him up severely. In that case, yeah, fair. Or something like that. I don't completely remember. I don't think about it. Maybe it would have gone better if Eric had been there, but he was hospitalized. What the fuck happened to Eric? The lawyer that Eric offered to Inco was undoubtedly formidable. Why the fuck didn't Inco's parents get involved? I feel like Inco's parents would give enough of a shit to get involved in a legal case. There was an expensive one who was fully qualified to exit number studies at the height. What the fuck do you mean? So you're saying you have one with experience over someone who was just okay. I don't think that's how lawyers work necessarily. Like, the big thing that makes lawyers worse is generally that they take a lot of pro bono cases and they're swamped with work. Like, the expensive one's big benefit is that he can dedicate a lot of time to your case, not necessarily that he's better educated. Unlike Inco's informal lawyer, who had some street, he knew shit. You mean he had experience? He's had experience. Bringing street to a courthouse is a great way to get kicked out. Speaking of it, he kept it serious. That's how Bella said a few words. I mean, to be honest, there's really little he can say that won't just implicate him. His lawyer should be doing the talking. Wearing his glasses with his eye bandage again, we didn't talk at all. It's not that he looked at me, even though I couldn't tell because of his glasses. I feel like if you've lived with this man for several years, you can tell regardless on how many glasses he wears, even if they are tinted. Of course, he wasn't there. He made a call from the What? So he's not even there? Jesus Christ, this is so messy. Or he looked at the public with a certain distance. Okay, so that's the whole process. I like how we're just... You know how people say show, don't tell? This is the telling people are telling you not to do. Without gesturing emotions. Why would he gesture his emotions? You mean without betraying his emotions? Without letting his emotions slip? Without displaying emotion? Without gesturing his emotions? That implies he's a fucking mime. Even with the final verdict, he formally said goodbye and after a few seconds he left. That is such a fucking Zoom call. Oliver was discredited during the trial with perjury, which greatly influenced his testimony. What the fuck happened? Why did he get perjury? In addition to obtaining a confession of bribery from Oliver's others by one of the witnesses. So let's be clear. You're the two strong witnesses, and you apparently were never fucking contacted to get bribed? Like, I imagine that this witness that they bribed is one of the doctors who wrote the medical certificate. But why didn't he contact you? You're his friend, Olivia. I feel like Oliver would be smart enough to contact you and like, establish... Oh, Jesus, it's such a fucking mess. I'm honestly baffled that Oliver's getting involved in this story at all at this point. The rise of Oliver's complete ruin by the bribery. I don't think that would really do that much, man. And Oliver's career... They're American. Like, this is not going to kill your career anymore. I'm sure they will be finished. What career does Oliver have? Could you remind me? You barely talk about this guy. And the trial for Inco's lawsuit was still pending. Wait, who's Inco suing? Oh, he was counter-suing or something, right? Still with that, Inco couldn't explain the blow to Oliver's face. That was considered assault. Yeah. Even repeated attempts of Inco's lawyer could... Yeah. Why are you putting Inco's lawyer... Like, I get it, Inco's lawyer. But why are you emphasizing it? It's like, yeah, of course his lawyer would do that. You also know what he did to Damien. Yeah, that wouldn't help. Like, if Damien is open and honest about the declaration of what happened, which he would have to be, because otherwise, like, the prosecution could go like, hey, my son said that Inco also punched Damien, and for some reason, we're not talking about that? We're not going to talk about that? Is this a credible witness or what? Like, I imagine that's not how you do that. There's like a procedural thing to it. Like, I would have called the question, Mr. Damien, did you not say X, Y, and Z? How come you said that, but you didn't bring up the part where Inco punched you? Sounds to me like your recollections might be a little spotty. I don't think you can say that because I think that's leading the witness on or whatever. It's also like, man, if you ever get into the witness stand, I'm pretty sure a lawyer gives you like a whole rundown, like things you should never do, because that shit's serious. Inco be going to therapy for anger problems. What's with all these? Did you become German? This Spanish man is German now? Just talking about proper nouns with uppercase? Big capital letters? Me in house arrest, it'd be a miracle. My uncle's face so serious. He goes proud of his testimony and it's a testimony, man. Like, he didn't get tricked into something, but I honestly feel like the trickery was happening behind the scenes. It was the Officer Eric thing. Officer Brandom. Brandom? Why is it with an M? Jesus Christ. I'm surprised you didn't call him Officer Eric with a CH. Like you're from Japan with the Japanese. I'm sorry to go to nonsense as far as possible. I love you. Yeah. Guess she's writing up. A letter. He had a new phone. Haven't given me his number. I kind of like that. I kind of like that Inco's like not giving you a new one. Although he might have forgotten. Depending on what condition his phone is in. Oh shit, we're like 2 weeks further. Man, things goes fast. Things are going fast. The medium? I thought you'd lose your eye, boy. He's better than my asset. You're not that old, Nicholas Erickson. Why do you call him Nicholas Erickson? This man is not your peer. He's older than you, and he's in a position of like a relative authority. Told him with a playful toast, he laughed. Known him for like 2 months at best. Also, he's been presiding over your case. I'm gonna squeeze the IV bag a little. Don't do that. That's not what IV bags are for. Look at this man as a stretcher. Oh yeah, he was in the hospital, right? Also, fun fact, you don't have to do this. Inco's line is all we need to know. And then he goes, you know, your eyesight's better than mine. Like, this to me is like you're kind of ruining the flow of the scene by putting in extra stuff. This is why these fics are 10,000 words per chapter when there's like 2,000 words worth of anything happening. It's because they just don't have any security in the imagination of the reader. I recommend, right, reading something called Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. It goes about comics, but like the fact that this guy's like, hey, you know, a lot of stuff happens in between comic panels. Apply that to your writing. Don't write everything. Leave imagination space. Let closure do the rest. Had a kidney failure. Why is this side character getting this much elevation that he has a fucking kidney failure? Oh, it's probably the alcoholism. Are we addressing the alcoholism? It's been like a chapter since this has ever been a thing. I still have nightmares, suffering face, new stage. Kidney failure is nothing to sneeze at, man. Paperwork for Oliver's trial to go home. I'm baffled that you guys are bouncing back this hard, considering that Inco's taking quite a space of you. Oh, it's been like a couple of weeks, actually. 2 months is a while in recovery time. Especially where he was a month ago. And I pressed me toe. Look at this shit. I gestured, I stopped, I gave, I heard, I pressed, I adjusted. It's all the exact same fucking construction. Although I will say here, we're starting with a verb. So we got that. Although one of them is question. I'm gonna wag my finger at that because questions are inherently they inherently start with that. The hell? One moment. What the fuck is this? Picking up the shards? What the fuck is this? I remember bringing my hand to hers and joining our hands to his close ears. Her gaze was fixed to be looking at the thinking about it, maybe stuck to leave the scene. What is this? Let's see. Picking up the shards. Like picking up the pieces, except the shards. Whoa, I'm so creative. Victoria Redwood, whoever that is. We have post-ending 2 and recovery. That's actually fairly recently updated. No, that's like a year ago, man. That's like 5th of May. Last year. And in the size of Inco wakes up on the couch again 2 days after the heat of fight, which into the facebreaker wants to fix for permanently. For permanently! Oh my god, please don't tell me this is another fucking translated one. Jesus Christ. No, this guy writes in English. Like, what you mean to say is for good. I guess that's why picking up the shards. There's like something going on here. But does not know how. All the hope he had for recovery is crushed once more when Olivia starts talking to him again. I mean, your introduction text is at least good. Why the fuck is his arm so fucked? Oh, did Olivia bite him? Is that the bite of 87? I'm not Markiplier, and I never will be. This time, there was no vase to stop the fight, and Inco's not keen on backing off his overuse of breaking point 2 days ago. You know what? I'm tempted to put this on this because apparently you're such a fucking weirdo, you're just gonna include this. Special thanks to Best Dave ever for this magnificent cover art. The funny part is everyone ever makes any cover art for my shit, I don't go to the Discord, so I would never know. I'd be entirely oblivious. Although I should write and publish something. Maybe that'll, you know. I should do something. Things don't happen on their own. Action equals reaction and all that. The thing in my R would have been bitten like a chicken. I shook my head as I felt that bitter situation and tried to more unification between us. Oh, so he's basically thinking of what that thing is doing. I don't know when this chapter uploaded. Maybe it relates. Maybe it's like a fresh upload at the time. He's coming home, put his camera. I can assure you, we're not really missing all that much. Oh shit. Wait. What date is it? It's December 5th. Why is this dated to the 8th? Like, I was under the impression he was just going home. Well, whatever. Time in this has always been kind of fucky-wucky. I threw the cards away. Faculty's letters. Providence Bluffs College. Jesus Christ, that's not how that naming convention works. Admissions department. We are writing a stock progress to the Providence College of Fine Arts. I mean, to be honest, I imagine it's not exactly an overstuffed one, you know? My skin was trembling. I don't think skin trembles, man. You can get goosebumps, but... I never thought someone would call me Dear Hank. Why would they even put it like that? Like, I feel like Dear's a bit weird. I don't know. Quite an honor. We are pleased to inform you the application letters to the Faculty of Arts and Humanities has been reviewed with great care and consideration. Your passion for photography, dedication for creative art is evident in the application process, which is surprising because the whole point is that he's not that serious about it quite yet. Like, that's the whole point, right? It's careful to assure his conclusion that your profile has great potential, has elevated potential. I'm baffled. Like, he had, like, what, a couple of classes from Yataka that made him shape up, but I don't think he's actually there. Whatever. Maybe their requirements are fairly low. I imagine they are. Like, you go there to learn. Like, as long as you graduate high school, I'm pretty sure they're not going to make too much of a fuss. Oh, you have you on camera? Oh, you took some pictures? Cool. That's what you need. My pulse was racing. This is something I already knew. Their mission rules were absolutely crazy. Jesus Christ, how the fuck did you get in there? You have not practiced photography in a while. That's like a whole plot point. Unfortunately, after thorough review of your history, could have been supposed to cut it off your place. I honestly think you could just bring up the fact that he's been criminally convicted. Inco has a criminal conviction on his record. Couldn't that just be the reason? Oh, there we go. That's actually what they did. Specifically, we've taken into account your recent history and the circumstances surrounding an incident that has occurred. While we understand the challenge can impact any of the lower policies and etc. We encourage you to continue to, aka, you're now a criminal, Inco! You're a criminal crime with a capital K. Oliver has successfully destroyed your life. Isn't America unfair? You commit one crime and suddenly nobody ever wants to talk to you ever again. What do? More crimes! Recidivism, baby! The system works to create more prisoners to put in prisons to make money. They're slave labor, but we don't talk about that. It's a specific exemption in the Constitution that prisoners can be slave labor, so I wanna think twice about, you know, a lot of things. What's this feeling? I just want to prove as a person I'd be happy to make a future, but no, Olivia ruined everything. You had one good eye, which is all you need to use a camera. Bathroom was filled with side of my fist hitting the mirror in front of the sink. That's a really weird way to describe the fact you're punching the mirror. Glass flying away, soaked in blood. Like, I understand that Inco is probably not, like, the puddingest of boys, but I can't see him punching a mirror and shattering it. Mirrors are not like that, especially not since he's been in a hospital bed for months. Man is not in top shape. Although I guess in a moment of anger, maybe. Especially if you hit it with your knuckle, instead of, like, your meat body that gets in the way of everything. Damage on my wrist. Only aggravated my unleashed anger. This is all your fault. Kill Olivia. Do it! Put my pathetic arm on the table. Just cut your arm off. Do it! Oh, I have to complain about there not being enough tension in this stuff, but yeah, man, we're going places. Banger. Changing the matter of distance. Yeah, you were extremely lucky, buddy, because I assure you, in these situations, you can totally do it, and that's where the problems happen. Consider yourself lucky every time you make it out of those situations alive. Okay. Started drinking red wine. Yeah, we need to know the exact kind of wine. Fucking art snob. I choked several times. Man's just boozing up. To wake me up from the spell I'm in. It feels great. Why does Dr. Bing... I don't know. Why does the stupid guy say this wasn't good? I appreciate that Inco is just this fucking stupid. I'm pretty sure hiccups are spelled only with a C, not with a K. Anyway, he's basically going off the fucking deep end. Olivia Halford. Move on your guts. Come when you're ready to talk. Oh, he's in like the worst place. Yeah, we got pictures coming up. I don't want to show it. Anyway, he's looking. He's basically fucked up. He's looking at himself in the pictures, like, oh no. So this chapter, I think I'm gonna say what I said again. It's overwritten and it's a little heavy-handed, but you know what? I think on some level it's fine. It's putting the best way to put it. It's putting the steps in. You know, if you need to get 10,000 steps a day, you're certainly gonna get them. But 10,000 fucking words for this chapter is too much. There are entire sections that should have been excised and like summarized and made briefer. There should have been more of an emotional core. Certain sections should have been written because they just don't flow very well. There's no flow in general. A lot of the sentences don't make sense. There's a lot of translation issues, which is all to say, it's not the worst, but it's not even funny bad. But hey, at least there's some actual fucking drama for once. God damn. Why is it such a novelty for these stories to actually feature a fucking dramatic point? Anyway, I kind of want to look at this other fic for a bit. We got the time. Do these chapters have headers? Breaking point. Let's take a look. It's always fun to look at chapter titles. Wounds heal, but what about scars? Raptor Girl Core. Again, I feel sad about this one because this apparently was published on the 7th. That's July, right? July to May, and then it stopped. So it might as well be dead, which means we have a reason to go to the final chapter and see if this guy is like, man, I'm so sad. Man. Can we go somewhere? Okay, it's just being annoying. Bring me to the full page index. Wait, was that Lunara? Oh no, it's Mural de Luna. Inco uses racial slurs. Fuck yeah! Let Inco say fuck! Oh my god, so what are we looking workout-wise? Holy shit, it's 100,000 words over 21 chapters. It's about 5,000 a chapter, which, as I've said, is way more reasonable. It's still not good. It's still bad. Oh my god! This motherfucker! Oh my god, you wouldn't believe it. Please, please. Look at this. Look at this. The descriptive text is on the same line as the quotes. Holy shit. This man is a prodigy. He actually knows the basics of writing, but lots of blank spaces, you could see. I'm going to have to cut that out if I ever decide to do this. Man, this story is a really good read. Can't wait for more of it. Oh, this was written by Gator Enjoyer, who I think comments on Fallen Down sometimes. Oh, that's cute. He's been inspired. Oh, that's just cute. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Someone on the last one apparently binged it, and he's got big opinions. Anyway, let's see the notes on this. It's my first time writing a fanfic. I was going to post this piece as I have to call. I was not going to post this, but other people talk about this. Do this. Expect shitty writing in ESL moments. What the fuck is ESL? English as second language. Okay, thank you. So the 4 permanently, so, okay, fair enough. I mean, if you're not doing a rough translation, you know, you're not using a translation engine, you're just doing it by hand, then you know what, props to you. I'm not saying, listen, I know that with AI and everything, there's like a whole thing, but like if you just pull it through a translation engine and you spice it up a little, eh. But if you're writing it like from the wrist, you've got my props for like, hey, you're putting in actual effort, and hey, it's good for your English, you know? It's good for your language, to write in another language that you're not mastered yet. This chapter is going to be focused on Inco's thoughts. It's repetitive and lacks a conclusion. Jesus Christ, this man's self-reflective already. Gator Enjoyer, why the hell are your reading falling down? Oh god, there's notes. Should we look at the notes? I mean, we got some time, right? We're all friends here. We're all friends here. And if we're not, you could just leave, you know? Like that weird MMO guy said, you know, you can click the red X and go away. Be gone. And do something with your life that you do enjoy doing. I mean, I'm not doing that. Look at me. Look at what I'm reading. First chapter, apparently people think it's fine, but you know what? I don't trust these fucking comments anymore. Although this is the first try, so at the very least we got that going straight in. Finding some good E2 food, you really nailed... Okay, so apparently people think that they nailed this character. Read about a comment section about having a rival character, Olivia. Good. Olivia's a rather awful person in this ending, however you mentioned she'd be an OC. Not the comment antagonistic or negative, wouldn't mention to pick some of the characters from the game, even if they're a background character. In the beginning of Wani, there's some interesting looking characters. So maybe one of the girls there? Interesting one of me folios and fleshed out, needless to say. I don't know. Are there that many characters? I feel like the engine is a bit barren compared to, you know. I mean, I guess the stairway scene and all that in Snoot game has a lot of characters on theoretically, but they don't have names or anything, so you're kind of running on fumes. Spick already has the topic of Inco potentially finding a new partner, but we'll also get to that chapter, though. There goes over, she had a wake-up call. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to be reading this fully when we get there, but for now... You're talking about Victoria. Victoria? The red, pink, sportive one at the bottom. Victoria. Apparently Snooperoo has it. Has this. Hold up. Snooperoo, show me Victoria. Listen, if you want my... Oh, I like that design. I like that lady. As a tip, you can also go to the Goodbye Volcano High Wiki. There are so many fucking characters. Just take them and just do what you want with them. Just mush them around. No one will know the difference. These people don't know that game, so they won't know the characters, what little there is of them. When I bought the game, I tried to avoid spoilers. Guess what's my first ending? And here we give emotional recovery. Oh, this poor guy. Jesus, this guy's like writing halfway through. English, Spanish, going back and forth. E2 was my first ending too. I got E2 as a first ending because someone told me it's the worst one. And like I kind of get it, but I feel like the big reason that E2 in the two games is actually like the worst ending is because E1 is so dramatic that it goes a little too far for what it tries to do. I think E1 in Wani at least tempers it a little, but not being so, but still like way too much. Oh, we got Goyd here for some comments. Olivia goes from 0 to 100 right after waking up. After Inco says two things, not giving a solid reason, it seems like psychotic behavior. It is a bit fast, especially if you've been sleeping it off. Inco dunking on Olivia for being a cripple. Lamau, Inco calls her a failure. Based. I mean, she is a failure, but I think on her dunking on her for being a cripple is a bit rude. And does kind of justify her going to a 0 to 100, because that implies that's like repeat behavior, or potential behavior. There's a lot of internal monologue and introspection. Feels like the second half of the entire chapter. Wow. Thinking this to myself, but a good thing is to look at the script, and if you fool 2 pages with no action or dialogue, then break it up. It's getting drawn out and boring. Jesus Christ, Joyd! Do you actually know how to write? Because you're genuinely willing to tell people to fuck off. I love it. This guy's been active as recently as 2020 November. Food debate demon. Oh, that's sex. Well, you know what? I guess a sex writer would be a porn writer would be the kind of person to tell you, dude, just have him kiss already. You're reading pages and pages, and the plot isn't moving. It feels like bloat. Yeah, people are here for development, things happening, change is the nature of all stories. And some Japanese people were like, no, it's not. And they'll write a funny story, and you're like, you know what? Fair enough. But, like, this is not what that is, though. However, I said this first attempt, it's impressive. For first attempt, it's terrible. Okay, so apparently some guy who's, like, legitimately aware of some of the issues this is going through and willing to call out bloat, I'm going to say this might actually be tolerable, which would be impressive. Let's look at the last chapter, because, as I mentioned, it's got comments. What chapter is this? 11? Why am I at 11? Am I declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy? So I'd like to go to the last one. Let's see. Minister is a good recap for more of it. We got, I think this guy was in the Chapter 1 though? Some comments, I think. There he is. The guy who mixed up Spanish and English. This is chapter about opinions on this feature to have this middle point. Every fix is known by its start and end. The Fang fix where Trish wins and Fang leaves Anon, usually with Fang laughing at Anon during the docks. The fix for the main character or a couple, travels in time, get a better future, post ending fix, and more. Each Fang fix. The start and end. But what's the point of an interesting start or happy ending without character development? Oh, Drawd, what the hell? You can't criticize fanfic writers. They're soft pudding boys. You're supposed to handle them with little silk gloves because they're little snowflakes. And they don't want criticism. No, just say my fic's good. I get all the criticism in this house. That's the importance of the middle point. Thanks to the middle point, we can see what's up. Yeah, I don't think you're really saying all that. Okay. Wows. We see Inco debating himself as decisions up to this point and realize being a salaryman is shit. In chapter 21, he realizes that. Even if it helps him get money and stabilizes quick, he knows that in that job he will die slowly. So in chapter 21, I'm like, this should have happened like chapters ago. Finally got a name for the groom. Hell yeah. That was Malcolm. Great so far. Finally up to date with this. Of course, everyone's like, it's great. It's great. It's great. Here's Honest Phil. All right, I binged through your whole fic. This guy's got a... What's it called? What's it called again? Night in the Woods. Picture. All right, I binged through your whole fic. Domestic abuse is a touchy subject. So far, I would say we handle that topic well. The self-doubt, the guilt. Frankly, I'm surprised Ingo doesn't show any signs of fear of Olivia, at least not so much. He should. It's strongly implied the dinosaurs could just snap humans in half. I think you'd be more afraid of your wife if you knew that if she just blinked the wrong way, you'd snap. Doubly so if it's a husband. Actually, I can imagine that the vast majority of human women would never date a dinosaur because, like, the physical strength disparity between them and like the average human male is already like, yeah, this can go poorly, especially if you date like a bodybuilder. And it's like, cool, let's turn that up to 11. It's like, man, I don't want to live in fear of my husband for the rest of my life. He just has to have one bad day. And it's my spine on the line. Following that thought, I expected the pains to suggest couples counseling, or at the very least a psychiatrist for Olivia's actions. Sure, Dad wouldn't mind paying for it. Unless she did mention that, I'm going to overlooked it. I noticed that you're extremely critical towards your writing. Reading it totally fresh, I was hooked from the get-go. Hoping I told you over the future. Been a while since the last update. I hope you haven't abandoned this. This is November. Last November. Other plans are subject, yeah, frankly. Technically, no, but I guess you should say that all the writing I'm doing is on a hiatus. When I started a lot of time, it changed. Man, ain't that just the way? Ain't that just the way? So I'm guessing I'm gonna put picking up the shards on the pile. It doesn't look. I mean, it looks fine. You know what? I could do with something fine right about now. I could do with just kicking up my little leggies and having a fun time. Just gonna put my little feet up in the air. Alleged book guy hasn't read any books. Man, I love the Comic Sans in this thumbnail. All right, well, we're done. What a great time. I said I'm done. You can go now.